Hello all, and welcome to another Multidrop Monthly. Now, before we start, a little bit of transparency and a little bit of kind of a mission statement, I suppose you'd call it, on kind of where we want to go with this. Firstly, as a result of doing these videos that I do on my channel, the Pete the Courier Driver videos, which has started like 3-4 years ago, it all kind of started when I started on a courier exchange, and then it was people talking about the courier exchange, and it kind of widened to trucks, and then it kind of widened to multi-drop, particularly during the Corona thing when I was doing the Argos. So you get some kind of indication of what it's like not to be just like a normal light haulage person, to actually be like one of your Hermes or your Amazon, your Parcel Force, your Argos, that kind of thing. And as a result of this, there's this firm out there called Circuit. Got their own app. Very nice people. They even gave me the mug. Look at that, Circuit. Very nice. Nice cup of coffee. And they said, Peter, we would like you to make videos for our channel. We will pay you. And I checked the app out. And I thought, okay, let's try the app out first, see what you think. I've tried the app out. I think it's very good. So it's, to me, I've said before, it's not the cheapest one out there, but it is the Rolls Royce. It is very, very good. So I said, yes, I will be more than happy to make videos for your channel, because I don't want to make videos about something which isn't very good, because then I'm going to get a load of negative feedback myself, a load of, you started off as this guy and now you're trying to sell us something. So this is just transparency. So there is another channel over there with more videos from me, and they do address a lot of videos. They come up with ideas for things that I haven't done. It's more focused on the multi-drop driver, whereas the one that I do on Pete the Courier Driver is more focused on the light haulage side of things. And as a result of this, and doing a multi-drop monthly, I get comments from people like you, who I call the wise guys, people who know much better than me, people who are doing it all the time, people who are out there running the thing. And so what I do is I save them up, and once a month we discuss it. We discuss the problems you've got, if anyone's got a problem, and then somebody, either me, if I know the answer, or not largely no, and then someone who knows much better than me will go, what you need to tell Brian to do in this situation is, what you need to tell Barry to do is this, and together we help each other and we work as a community. And that's basically the long and the short of it. So that's the transparency behind it. The mission statement is what I'd like to do with this. I'd like to do exactly what I do with the multi-drop, with the Sunday Q&A, which I do every Sunday, which is to try to drive it more towards the drivers and to try and find out more about what issues you're facing, what problems you've got, interesting stories, that kind of stuff, so we can share, and also so I can feed this information back to the lovely people at Circuit, who they can then use this to improve their app, because, or just to make life better. The idea with this is that everyone's a winner. They get an app that works really well, for which everybody wants, so they get paid for it. I do videos for their channel, which they in turn pay me, which helps me to support me doing what I'm doing at the moment. And you guys get a better app and something that makes your life easier. And this is my favourite game, the one where everybody wins. So if you've got any problems, if you've got anything that you anything you want to share, please throw it in the comments underneath, and then we can maybe turn this into a regular monthly kind of forum thing where we can chat about if you just got a needle about what's going on at your work, we can talk about it, and hopefully we can either resolve it or make it better. That's the plan. So we'll see where it leads. In the meantime, your comments this month on the Multi-Drop Monthly. It's probably quite a long one because of the festive period. Gets a bit busy with the multi-drop. So John Ramsey says, multi-drop at Christmas time is just about workable. The lesser paying companies like Yodel and Hermes, who pay around $150 a drop or less. This is because you get lots of volume in light areas. Now, yeah, I know I'm with you on that one. The drawbacks of these firms is you will be stood around for long periods of times waiting to start, or to be finished without pay. The volumes die off. You need to cover more mileage to do the same amount of drops. Some guys are working 14 hours a day at $150 per drops, doing 100 drops. When you do the maths and you take off your fuel costs, van costs, insurance, etc., you see you're running around for less than minimum wage. High stress for too little reward. I'm with you on the distance. When we used to do the Argos, we didn't get a lot of drops. 40 maybe. You do spokes. You do 4 spokes in the morning, or 2 spokes in the morning, and then go back and do another 2. Which is like, so can you drop these 2 kgs off? That's to stores, spokes. So you go to, it's like spokes and hubs. They're like a wheel. So the hub is the central bit where it all comes out of. The spokes are like the bits where you go to the tiny bits. So you'd start from the central Argos in the middle of Stevo, and then one would have to go to the little Stevo in Sainsbury's, and then there'll be another one at Welwyn Garden City, and then there'll be one in Hitchin, and then there might be one Letchworth with the other four, like, you know. Then we go back and we do the 40 drops. Then we go back again and we do another 2 spokes. Then we come home. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't like a lot of sort of household, you know, kind of just generally around the sort of streets and stuff like that. And I know you can get a lot of drops in one street, which helps, but what you would find with the Argos is you'd get like ST1, it's a Stoke, SG1, SG2, SG1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 17, 4, 4, 4, 17? And then you have to drive all the way over there, 20 minutes, half an hour, to drop one thing off, and then drive all the way back again. And that seriously impacts on the time on your day. But like I say, I was only doing 40 drops. If you've got to do 100 drops and you've got a few of those, that is going to be a killer. Moving on. Gilherm Jort says he did UPS. He has used the Circuit app. He said, I did UPS with the Circuit. It worked great. Circuit and Delmate. The Circuit would give me the route. Delmate would take me to the doorstep. I now do same day work, and I still use it. Less than 10 drop for free. Circuit is worth the money. The Rolls Royce and Multidrop apps. Thank you very much, because if nothing else, that actually supports what I say. And it's something also to bear in mind. I say this all the way along. You know, I'm plugging something, but you don't actually have to buy it. You can actually try it for free. I think, I don't know, you might get a week's trial or something like that. You might get a little bit more, it might be 14 days, I'm not sure. Also, because the one I had before gave you 8 drops for free, Circuit gives you 10 drops for free. So if you're only really like haulage, like when I used to do the fridges, I used to do fridges out of Newson, and I'd never really have more than 10 drops a day, you can get the app for free. That's absolutely fine. Use it for forever for free. On you go, like. But like I say, you do this thing yourself, if you would, please. Feed the information back to me. Let me know if you think it's any good or not. I will pass it on. Believe me, I will. You'll see me. Stuart Price. Hi Pete, thanks for the video. He's been watching a couple of years now. He's been using Circuit for about 3 years, and I've watched it evolve. I regularly get customers who give me between 15 to 25 deliveries per day. That's unusual, but okay. And like you, have found Circuit to be a very good tool. I've been considering joining the CX, which is the other thing, to complement my other courier work, but have been delayed during the first lockdown. Lost 1 or 2 to 3 of my main customers, have fallen back to my first trade work. Take care, take money. Stuart, yeah, the CX is good. You know, it keeps us alive, and I'm pleased that Circuit's working for you. Thanks very much for sharing that. You know, domain name guy, he's a regular on my channel. And he does hello mate, how you doing? He says the multi-drop scenario: a driver has a week off, and the parcel company uses an agency driver that does the usual driver's route quicker. So when the usual driver gets back off holiday, the depot manager tells the usual driver the agency driver done the route quicker and was back an hour earlier. At this point, the usual driver should use one of the best words in the dictionary. And? Yes, a fair point. He goes on to say, I would add for newbie multi-drop bods, don't be fazed by the volume of drops you see in your pile, because a person will start saying to themselves, I'll never be able to deliver all these parcels. And the more you say that to yourself, you'll be right and bring half the parcels back to the depot. The thing to do is what he says is to try to overcome the obstacles at the depot before you leave. Sort them out into an order, work out your times, and then you can go to the guy and go, look, I can't do all these in time. Circuit will work for that, actually, because what it would do is it's a route optimizer. So what you do is you talk into your phone, you talk into all the postcodes, and as you start to talk it in, they start to appear, or you can put them in with your fingers if you like. And then you do the optimization, and it will tell you. It's very good because it works with Waze and Google. It will it's accurate, and it will tell you how long it's going to take. And then you can go to the guy and go, look, if I leave now, it's going to take me 8 hours to deliver all these boxes. You say I've got to have this done by 5 o'clock this afternoon. I physically can't do that. And then they've got 2 options. They can either turn around and go, we'll go and try it anyway, or, okay, we'll take some off you. But at least I've always found if you get people, keep them informed from the beginning, I'm going, well, look at the maths. You see how far it is. You see how long it's going to take. Well, I ain't a magician here. I ain't got a magic carpet. I ain't going in Santa's sleigh, am I? You know, what do you want to do here? So, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Get it sorted before you leave. Jason Burke, uncle to the cats. He says, I learnt my multi-drop trade by being employed by Argos for 8 months during the first lockdown. Same as me, Jason, yeah. 4 hours a day, 30 to 70 drops, nice and easy. Loved it. Yeah, actually, it was all right, yeah. 70 was a lot for Argos for you. Great company, great bunch of guys. I did then look at being self-employed and working for Hermes, etc., but decided it wasn't worth it. Now I love my multi-drop delivery for the NHS. 400 miles a day, doing 8 to 14 drops. Loves what he's doing. Fair play to you, Jason. Good luck, mate. The nefarious Steve Campbell. How are you, Steve? I find the best way would be to sort them into postcode orders, such as my run at Yodel on the SR4s, 6s, SR4 6s, SR4 7s, SR4 0s. Sort them into piles, put them on the van, then scan them and then optimise the route. I would place the last drop on the van first, which makes some sense because it means when you get to your first drop, it will be last, so it will be at the back, and that will be the first one you come across. First stops on the passenger seats. You're not supposed to carry parcels on the passenger seat. We kind of all do sometimes. Sometimes we all do things we're not actually technically supposed to do, and normally things are okay. And I hope you don't get caught. On the first couple of, for the first couple of stops, it's good using the circuit app saying where you put each parcel in the van, such as on the floor, in the middle, on the right side, because you do this thing called Parcel Finder. It says where the parcel is, like, by the wheel arch. If you press optimise and then the parcel comes your first drop, you have to unload all 50 parcels to get back to the first one. That is an issue. Now, you don't have, but the thing is, you don't have to do it that way. What you can do, you can either read in all your postcodes, optimise your route, then put the parcels in, or what you can do is you can read the postcode, put the parcel in, and go like front, middle, or back, left or right, and then optimise your route. The issue then is, if the parcel you've got that you put in first is right at the back and it's the first one off, then you've got to get to it and it's at the back. But to be honest with you, I mean, when I was doing it, I'm doing it in the Luton van and stuff like that, you normally can climb over. Or if you do it in the individual bags, so you've got the red, green, orange, blue bag, and then when you get to your first drop, it'll say it's in that bag. There might be 20, 30 parcels in that bag. You've only got 20, 30 to dig your way through, not 200. And whereas before, when I was doing like parcel force, I'd like to have 70, 80 parcels on board, and I'm looking all the way around the back of the Luton trying to find this one, trying to find it. And if I knew that it was front top, I would have gone front top. It still would have taken me a small amount of time to find it because I've got to look for all the parcels at the front top. But it's taken me an awful lot less than when I was trying to look through the entire van. So we all do it our own way. And actually, the postcode thing does make some sense, but that didn't always work for me either. It helped putting things into postcode order, but it's all right, but it's not quite as smooth, if you know what I mean. And also, the thing is, it just saves time with you've arrived this one, do you want to go to the next one? Yeah, bing. And not the sort of flicking in and out of sat-navs as well. It's handy, it is handy. Godzilla says, my perspective, bang the light into the app as quickly as you can. When you have all of them on the floor, group them again into piles. B77, B78, the next one. Kick the piles... just kick into the piles to save 20 minutes. The app knocks out an order, then pen and write on the order number on the label the black felt tip. Allocate the areas of the van to numbers, so you can actually allocate the back of your van like 1 to 20. You can do that with tape. You can put tape along the floor, but that again works with a circuit. You can go, it's in 1, it's in 2, it's in 3, and you can put them in each section, and he said the side door, he'd do a section by the side door for returns, which does make some sense because it means that you have an area where you don't keep going back to the same box and going, I've already tried to deliver that one. That one's got to go back, and then 5 minutes later, that box, what was that box again? Oh yeah, that was the one that I've already tried to deliver. That one's got to go back. So if you have an area in your van for returns, that can make life easy as well. And as for a pen, get one of these guys. These are great. This is a Pilot Pentel pen. Used to use this on the market for writing signs. They're about £5. They ain't cheap, but they're really, look at this. There you go. live demonstration here. You ain't going to miss that, are you? It's huge. They're really good. They're worth the money. Amazon, I assume you get them from. I used to get them from art shops. Jeremy Hawke says, Pete, I can draw from my vast experience. He laughs at this point. Me and you both, mate. Draw the deliveries on an A to Z map in blue, draw the collections in red, chuck it all in the back, jump in the cab, put your foot down, turn the radio up and forget about it. Yeah, I'm not sure that's wise. And it also, that works very well if you're always doing exactly the same drop-off and collections every day. But we ain't. Every day you go and it was always something different. Kids, sand, laptops, barbecues, pressure washers, all going different places, different people. So you kind of need to be a bit more adaptable on that one. And a nice big printout. There's your big printout. Thanks very much. Where's my scanny gun? I didn't want the scanny guns. When you had Argos, you had a printout or a scanny gun. The problem with the scanny gun was the fact that if you wanted to do one out of order, you go, well, no, hold on a second. You're going SG1, SG2, SG1, SG1, SG2. That doesn't make any sense. I've got to go backwards and forwards all the time. I want to do it that way. But if you've got the scanny gun, you can't. You've got to go to the next one. Then you've got to go here. You've got to go to the next one. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Irritating. And he also goes on to say, Pete, let's go. He says, multi-drop is baptism, now says myself before, baptism by fire, extreme multi-dropping. I like that phrase. Like Amazon is extreme multi-dropping, like extreme sports, extreme mountain biking, extreme multi-drop. 250 a day. These are the SAS of career drivers, which in fairness, they don't deserve a lot of them do deserve a badge at least. Extreme multi-dropping is good training. With some weekend, the same work up the road. 3 months with no break. He said, I think that the industry deserves more respect than it gets. And I agree with you. As far as experience is concerned, you can't just throw anybody in the van and send them over the continent for 2 weeks. We're always learning. Myself, only this week with a lifetime in the game, has learned that the 2-tier security requirements for RAF. You get this stuff all the way along. You learn it as you go, sort of. And he does go on to say, I think it would be a good idea to cover something else we can talk about. Like I say, if you want to please put stuff in the comments and we'll try and make this an ongoing thing. And what I might try and do is I'm going to do it on my channel, or maybe we'll throw it out on the circuit channel as well and see where it goes, He says, I did cover maintenance, repairs, wear and tear in general. I don't think that many people are asking questions here fully understand the running costs of vehicles. He says, my view and opinion is only for a brand new van, 4-metre Sprinter example, will cost you around £750 to £1,100 per month. But that's how much it costs to buy the van, But with very little repairs in the beginning, because obviously it's brand new. A used van, out of warranty on top of the purchase price, might be like £350 per month just for a repair budget. So that's, you've got to buy the van and budget for repairs as well. Should you have enough luck and a bit of money in the bank. Should you decide to blow up the engine, your funding will be to replace an engine. Yeah, he's right. There are points. There's something else we can discuss about. And also the thing about the multi-drop. I mean, they do the electric vans now if you're Amazon. But none of us are going to buy an electric van. They're way too expensive. And why drive a diesel van when you can have an electric van? And that way you can also have, as part of your daily problems, range anxiety, because there's nowhere to charge them, and when they do, they take too long. But the thing about the electric vans is they're much better on the start-stoppy thing. Whereas if you're starting, stopping all the time in your motor, you are going through the solenoid, the key system, the sort of, all the electrics and all that kind of stuff. So that's something else I'd like to hear about. If you're on a multi-drop, does that really kill your van? Certainly your batteries, when you're starting, stopping it all the time. That would be interesting. Ian Merrick, he says, loading-wise, best I've ever managed at Hermes, he was on 90 drops at Hermes, was divide the back of the car into 3 lines, front to back, and put the packages in postcode order with 2 bags in the footwell for the 2 separate villages. Bag on the passenger seat with a seatbelt on, so the wing mirror is visible and the bag was secure. I also swear by green. Yeah, that's right. He said, I swear by green 300-litre guard on waistbands with red handles on top and sides. But to be honest, I'll never deliver in a car again. By the way, has anyone ever done a vid on whether multi-drop actually kills starter motors? That's interesting. Starter motors and clogged DPF filters. If you have suffered from problems out there, get yourself. I don't know what the best bag. What's the best bag to use if you're on multi-drop? I mean, I didn't. I used to just kind of throw it on the floor, like, sort of. It was just like I had a Luton, so I had plenty of space to be mucking around with. Although Luton's aren't the best fans for multi-drops, because sometimes, particularly during the lockdown, and all the, you're going down narrow streets and terrace places. The Luton's a big fan to trying to find somewhere to put it. If you're using like a medium wheelbase or a long wheelbase, parking's a lot easier, stopping's a lot easier, and you've got the side door. In the Luton, I had to drop the tail lift and put the shitter up every time I was doing a drop. That slows you down. That ain't brilliant. Luton would tell us brilliant for everything else. When it came down to like the extreme multi-dropping, not so much. I wonder if we should call it. I wonder if we should call it rather than multi-drop monthly, extreme multi-dropping. Thoughts? Android Lloyd said the best way to do multi-drop: load the parcels by 3 digits order. 4DE, 4DF, 4DH. It works sometimes, but it doesn't always. And the other thing is, I used to think you'd go up in order. So SG1, SG2, SG3. Yeah, the SG15 might be here. SG16 way over there. You'd think, they're going to be next to each other. No, always with the postcode, the 1, MK1, SG1, ST1, that's the centre. That's the one that is. The postcodes work, as I understand it, as being according to the local post office, the nearest post office. MK, the nearest post office will be Milton Keynes. ST, it will be Stoke. If you go to Blackpool, it's FY. Why FI? And I think it's because there's a place up there called Fintony Finion or something like that. I looked it up the other day. I can't remember what it said. But it's to do with the code for the nearest post office. So but as it starts to spread out, it's like F1, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But then it might go 15, 16, 17, 18. So if you're putting them in order, you're going like that, as opposed to going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So it kind of works, but it also actually doesn't, because I tried it and I came unstuck. Charles Bronson, he says, Amazon is now a complete joke. He said, I've delivered them 4 years. At the beginning in 2016, it was fine, doing around 120 drops per route, finishing at a reasonable time. But every year the drops increased while the pay barely moved. I eventually left the job in May 2021 after average routes were over 200 to 300 parcels. The strain on my mind, body and van is not worth it anymore. Like I say, if there's anyone out there doing it, I know some people, the thing is, I know people are out there and they are doing it, and I've been in the RDCs as well. They seem okay. There are advantages to the Amazon. There are the fact that you kind of get regular work. When you do it all the time, they'll give you regular runs. You know the money's going in your bank. You don't have to sit and wait for like 2-3 months and chase for invoices. At the end of the, and it's easy to get into. On the disadvantages, it's hard. These multi-dropping like Amazon, Hermes, Parcel Plus, they're hard. I know I've done them. I don't choose to do them. But if you guys do, tell me the reasons why. Please tell me what you're facing. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. Let's see if we can help, Matrix Wizard 69 says, I have to say, after using Hermes for a while, will not use them ever again. I'd rather jump in my car and deliver it myself than use a company that shouldn't even be in business. There's no way you can actually get through to a human to complain. It's ridiculous. Sorry, but I'm talking from experience. When I sold quite a bit on eBay. I know Hermes. I think they've got very busy. My wife has moaned a little bit about Hermes recently, and they've got very busy. And what one of the drivers says is the problem that we've got is we'll do it. They'll give us more, again, like coming back to the runs. They'll give us more parcels than we can possibly deliver. We end up taking them back, and if we end up taking them back, they go in a cage. They get pushed to the back of the warehouse. They might sit in a cage for a week or two. Because there's nobody there to read. Because then by tomorrow the next load will come, and I wonder if Hermes has bitten off more than they can chew. I don't know. I'm just reading out what people said. But if you actually have got the inside track on Hermes, if you could share it, that's kind of what we're all about here. I'm not saying that this is true or not true. This is just other people's experience, sort of. And the final word today goes to Domain Name Guy again, who says, if I knew how easy and enjoyable being an agency driver was when I was on the multi-drop driver back in the day, I would have left multi-drop years before and become an agency driver. So it's hard. I think the thing that we can get from this is the multi-drop thing is tough. The circuit will help you. They give me mugs. Lovely. Other things also might help you. The Dellmate might help you. Getting a decent sat nav might help you. And if there's anything we can help with, please. That's kind of this is what I'm going to. This is like so from the mission statement at the beginning. This is what I want to try to do. I want to try and do kind of what we do with the Sunday Q&A, but aim it at a multi-drop mob to see if there's anything that we can do across the board that I can do or that the circuit people can do to help. And yeah, let's just see what happens. Failing that, there's plenty of other stuff coming out on lorries and January and robot trucks and who knows what. And in the meantime, good luck everybody. Take care. Take money.